right, I have 8 days until my shop update. The shop update is scheduled for November 23rd. Last year I did it the weekend after Thanksgiving, but this year I wanted to try something a little different and I want to do it the weekend before. And also I noticed that last year, after my shop was updated, that's when I started to get the commission work. And the commission work kept me very, very, very busy until the end of the year. So maybe if I can give myself like a week leadway time, it won't feel so crunchy. I don't know if there's any other small business owners out there that follow along and spend time with me, but you never really know what one year is going to provide versus the next or the last, you know what I'm saying? So you just kind of roll with the punches. And so this year we're focusing on the ornaments right now because last year, surprisingly, they did very well. And I was so excited and overwhelmed with like such immense gratitude over that. So I'm gonna work today to restock some of the colorways that sold out last year. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Alexis. I'm a full-time artist here in Brooklyn, New York. And on this channel, typically I share art and inspiration and my life here in the city. Nothing extravagant, very, very average. But I don't know about you, I'm down with the average. So if that sounds like something that you're into, I invite you to stick around. And later tonight, there's a show out in Ridgewood that we're gonna go to. One of our oldest and dearest is playing, and I haven't seen him since maybe the spring. I remember I still had my winter coat, so early spring. So it's time. So we're gonna go and see some rock and roll a little bit later tonight. But that means I have got my work cut out for me today. So let's stop chatting for now and let's get set up and let's see how many of these 2023 trio restocks we can get done today. All right, it's about 2 and we're making really good progress. I have the glitter elements of this trio on almost half of them. This was a much smaller batch because it was just like a small little restock. And then I added 3 colorways to this one to match the new colorways of the new design. Because the whole idea is that like if you like the colors of one of the trios, you can find it in the other trio. And then there's Santas that match. So I always forget how much work a shop update is, but it's also really nice because it's just like a lot of time working with my hands and a lot of time just quiet, listening to a book or music or whatever. And I don't know, I was just struck when I was working through this earlier today about how this practice for me really started as like a meditative release at the end of the day after teaching all day. I would come home and I would just work with my hands and create something while I processed what had taken place throughout the day. And it really just helped keep me grounded. And so I'm really grateful for a practice that kind of keeps me tethered, if you will. Yeah, I don't know if you have something like that in your life. I know that people meditate in a variety of different ways, and I think that, you know, we're often sold that it has to look one specific way. And listen, I'm not a meditation expert, so I'm sure that there's like benefits to specific practices. But for me, oftentimes my brain is going like 1,000 miles a minute. And so having this time to just sit here, it kind of quiets the hamster, if you will. And so I don't know, I'm really grateful and it's really nice. It's been really nice to sit here and do this today. So I feel like I'm making really good progress. I think I mentioned it's like 2:21. And I think we're gonna be able to at least get the glitter aspects glued to all of the ornaments if I don't spend too much time, you know, distracted. So that's the goal today, to stay focused. I'm listening to a book right now. It's okay. It's a little bit more than what I bargained for. There's a podcast that I also think is okay. I go through podcasts really, really quickly because I'll be sitting here with headphones in all day. And that means I'm always on the hunt for new podcasts. So if y'all have a podcast that you enjoy, I don't care the genre of it, send it my way. Because I am always looking for something to listen to. But this book is The Butcher Game by one of the hosts from the podcast Morbid. It's funny because I listened to the first book in this series this time last year when I was creating the trio. And I was like, all right, it's cool. But for some reason, this one's hitting a little like, and I don't know if it's just the state of the world or what, but there have been moments over the past year where I'm like, I don't know if this is really my jam anymore. Maybe I'm shifting. So I'm open to it if that happens, but I'm listening to that right now. And I just finished Ina Garten's book. I think it's called something like Be Ready When the Magic Happens. And I really enjoyed that. It was really wonderful to hear her story and inspiring. She came from a kind of similar background to me. And she built something incredible just by being open. And that's something I've been thinking a lot about, is how oftentimes in life we can be waiting for the next thing to take place or the next thing to happen to make our path known, right? And I think the thing that I have been really kind of becoming steadfast in, especially as I think about my grandmother, because my grandmother was a firecracker. We got to make our own luck happen sometimes, right? And so up to this point, Instagram has been a tremendous funnel for my business, and I've gotten a lot of really incredible work through Instagram. But that ebbs and flows, and I don't want to be beholden to a platform that might not always be looking out for me, right? Because that's not what it was designed to do. And so I am really excited, and I feel really empowered to kind of go after what it is that I want this to be. And so I am currently working through these ornaments. And once the ornaments are done and whatever commission work comes in for the holidays, I'll be working on that. And then come 2025, it's all of the things. So I want to get back to, if not before, definitely at the beginning of the year, I'm going to get back to that really large sketch I created in the previous vlogs. And we're going to make that. And I'm really excited about it. It's been a long time since I've made one of those. And I've got so many ideas. And another thing that I keep thinking about is, and it's something that she talked about in The Artist's Way, about just seasons. And this has been something with having so many creatives in my life. They've also told me this, right? So you can't always be in a state of creation. And if we look at the earth and the seasons, it's not always in a state of creation. There's periods of death and quiet and hibernation, if you will. And Julia Cameron refers to it kind of as a pregnancy or gestation of ideas. And so I feel for a very long time, as I kind of worked through all that life kind of had for me over the past 2 years, this year, 2024, was really a year of foundation and seeds and clarity. And clarity in a way that I don't know if I would have ever been able to get to if life didn't just kind of wallop me and put me in this position. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, the gratitude I have for all that has transpired up to this moment. And in acknowledging that, being able to release the guilt of not having been super productive in creating all of the art this year. This year has been a year for a foundation. And this year has been a year for tending to seeds, if you will. And getting really clear about and getting brave about what I want this to be. And, you know, we have the beginning of Paper for the People, and I have loved it, and it has been such a tremendous thing in my life that I never thought I would have. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about 2025. And I'm not wishing away 2024, but there is this, like, it almost makes me a little emotional just because it's been so hard having like a stroke and leaving your career of 2 decades, and then, you know, not always being super financially like solid. But I think that all of this has been necessary so that I can get to where it is that I am supposed to be. Something I heard recently is that, like, if you are experiencing something in your life, so relationship, location, career, that is not meant for you, you will not know a moment of peace in that. And I think about, like, when I was trying to get the courage to leave St. Louis to come to New York, I never had peace in St. Louis, and I fought for that city, and I have so much love for that city, but there was like this deep knowing that that was not meant for me, right? And then once I moved, like, there was like a great settling, and I learned so much through teaching, and it has shaped me undeniably into who I am today. But I also knew that that was not what I was meant to do. And I think the way that, and I think maybe I've talked about this before, it's like, I think it was meant for me for that period of time, or for a period of time, because it really, man, you get to understand humanity and empathy and all of the really deep, significant things about life when you spend time with people, especially when you spend time with little people as they are, like, learning who it is that they are. And I'm so grateful for that. But I think that now, right now, there is like a deep peace that I've not known. And that can be really unsettling if your nervous system has always kind of been in this like frenzied state, if you will. And so it's been really interesting to kind of lean into that more stable nervous system experience, and really just kind of releasing control of the outcome as much as possible, and opening yourself up for perhaps what will unfold that far exceeds what you had planned for yourself. So I think that 2024 has definitely been a quiet year for me. I mean, I've worked a lot. I learned YouTube. That's what 2024 was for, really. Video editing and kind of learning about what I want to share here and what this could be. And now, as I look ahead into this next year, I am filled with so much hope and so much peace and so much excitement that I've not ever experienced before. And I'm open to whatever comes to pass, truly. I just have never quite experienced so much excitement and anticipation for something that I don't know what will be. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I am right now. It's been a minute since we've caught up and had a little chat. This has been a little long, but I'm gonna have a quick little snack, and then we're gonna get back to these ornaments, and we're gonna get these hopefully finished before we head out to the show. I think we're gonna be able to do it, but yeah, let's keep moving on these. I'm feeling really excited. Oh, I don't know if you would be interested in seeing, I finished the ornaments from last week, and I have hooks on. And I have hooks on like all of them. I put strings on one set because it's easier to store them without the strings on them, and I'll just add the strings as people hopefully purchase them. I feel like I keep showing this trio because this year it's my favorite. But this is how they turned out, and I'm really, really excited about them. So they'll hang, you know. We've got this little dude and these, and yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited. So these are the ornaments for this year. And they took a minute, but I'm thrilled with them. And so the new design is all set, all ready to go. And the restock is well underway. Oh, I also finished my Santas. I have 2 new colorways of those that I worked on. So I have like a bunch of colors. I've got pink and purple and blue and teal and neon reds and neon greens and maybe some more other ones. I don't know. Let me see. I think I pulled them up last time, and I don't know if you'll be able to see them because they're kind of sealed up right now, but we have like neon reds, both Mr. and Mrs. These come in 3 skin tones, so like black, brown, white. We've got neon greens, some, you know, just really fun, like pop colors, you know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, and then there's blue, and there's purples. Wait, oh, this is purple. So we've got the purple ones, and then, oh, the dark blue. Okay. So those are the ones that I have had up to this moment. So I started offering these in 2021, right out of lockdown, and I only offered red and green. And then in 2022 it was the same, but an improved design. And then last year I added more than just the red and the green. And the idea is that like you can mix and match. So like if you are in a same-sex marriage or partnership, you can buy 2 of the same gender, right? And you can find a color that really speaks to you and your partner. And if you're single, you can just buy 1 that represents you. So I really want this to be like representative and embrace the full humanity of our collective existence. You know what I'm saying? So like, also if you're in a multiracial partnership, you can mix and match, and I really love it. You know, like there are no rules with these. So those are what I've offered in the past, and this year I offered. So this year I've decided to call it, I think, a vintage and a classic. I think that's what I've settled on. I was gonna say classic and traditional, and with all of the stuff with like traditional, and I don't want to use that word right now. So I think I'm gonna stick with classic and vintage. And so I think I've just got solid red. I don't have strings on them yet, but solid red, both in the Mr. and the Mrs. Claus. Once again, all 3 skin tones available. And so this would be I'm gonna call the classic. And this is more or less what the ornaments on my grandmother's tree looked like that I really, really love. When I decorate the tree, I'll show you what those ornaments are. And then this would be the vintage. So we've got like the burgundy and the dark green. And I think they're just so, so cute. Listen, I stinking love these Santas so much. And this is another thing of like, create what you love, because they bring me a lot of joy. And if they bring me a lot of joy, maybe it'll bring somebody else a lot of joy. But like for real, like how stinking cute is that? I just can't. I can't. So that's what I've been working on. Lots and lots and lots of ornaments. And I'll be honest with you, okay, these pink ones, I I think I said I was done talking, but I'm not. This is a really chatty vlog. I hope that's okay with y'all. I was not down with the pinks when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I stinking love pink. So let me see if I can do it without the strings. Yeah. So last year I made these hot pink ones. When I tell you I love these, they are so cute. It's like hot pink, right? So maybe I can, it's so dark in here, I always have to have a light on. Maybe this will help. Yeah, look at that. Like, how cute are they? I'm so excited about these. These will be available this year again because I really like them. So, okay, that is that. I'm gonna stop chatting, but like, come on, man. I'm excited that even when I pull them out a year later, they still bring me like way too much joy. So yes, Santas are all done, Misses are all done for now. I might restock if, you know, depending on what this year holds. And I'm working on this restock of the original trio design. So that's what we're doing. I'm really gonna wrap up this little chatty session right now. And we're gonna get back to it. But thanks for hanging with me for a second. When I'm here by myself, you know, sometimes it's just nice to have somebody to talk to. So thank you for being that. And if you have any questions about this process, or if anything that I shared about just kind of like seeds and periods of down before the good can come, you know what I'm saying, before the growth happens, let me know, because I think I've been really reflecting on that a lot. So, all right, I love you. Let's get back to this and let's see what we can get done before the show tonight. All right, we made tremendous progress today. I realize I need to cut a few pieces again because I have the wrong color. Sometimes that happens, but I'm working on this jewel tone, and I'm wondering if I did the same thing last year and just didn't catch it, but there's 4 colors in it, and I accidentally used the same color that's already on the bottom for part of the triangles, and what I really want is to use this dark blue with the pink, so it's the 2 colors that aren't on that ornament. So I need to recut that, and then I can finish that, and then I can build them front to back with the hook and the string. So that's where we're gonna leave this, and thanks for spending an extremely productive day with me. I have made so many fronts today. We've got the 2 different reds. We've got, oh yeah, and then we also have a green. And then we've made the orange and the neon. So then we've also got those color combos. So feeling pretty good. 4 sets of ornaments. I've got 1 more to go once I recut this, but I am gonna go ahead and end the vlog here so that I can get ready and we can go to this show. I'll take you along for just a second, but I just want to say, y'all, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you spending some time with me. And if you found enjoyment here, please give it a thumbs up. That helps YouTube know to send it out to more people like you. And I am just so grateful for each and every one of you. And if you would like to follow along as I continue to share my life here as a full-time artist in Brooklyn, New York, I would be truly honored if you subscribed. And lastly, whatever time of day you've watched this, I hope it's been a kind one. Until next time.